Most people in Battlefield say it's impossible to spot someone in hardcore. Well, I disagree. It's easy to spot someone if they're on fire. A blind man in Ethiopia would be able to clearly see this man run into a building. A blind man living in Ethiopia would have probably put up a better fight than I did too. The flare gun is probably the most underrated weapon in all of Battlefield 1. Watch as it illuminates my enemy, making my very difficult sniper shot that much easier. Then I put on the flare that blinds people. I shot this guy in the back with my pistol to let him know I was behind him so he had a fighting chance. Unfortunately, my flare burned brighter than my future, so I couldn't actually see the guy I was aiming at, and he killed me. Next, I wanted to find out if I could actually get a kill with the flare. I decided putting 2 pistol shots in the back of this guy would wound him enough so my flare could finish the job. It wounded him so bad that he died, so I decided I would set his friend on fire. You know what they say, make a man a fire and he'll be warm for the day. Set a man on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life. There's a lot of different ways to kill people when you mix explosives and flares. You can shoot a flare at a man and then throw a grenade at him, or you can throw a grenade at him and then shoot him with a flare. Or you can forget the flare altogether and put an explosive at a man's feet and kill the tree next to him. I found my next target perched on top of a mountain like he's about to raise Simba. This turned out to be a teammate. You could hear a crack in the air as my teammate's heart imploded, purely from being in the presence of someone so talented with a flare gun. Like any good Battlefield sniper, there was an enemy 3 feet away that he didn't notice. I questioned what gun I should use to kill this enemy, but the answer turned out to be D, none of the above. Later in the game, I decided that it would be better to use my new powers of killing with my mind for good, so I went up behind an enemy and did what no one expected. I pointed at him. At this point, all gloves were off except the one on my hand. I turned to the right and didn't even have to point this time. I either have the power to give terminal cancer with my eyes, or I'm the ugly barnacle Patrick Star talked about in his famous story, because I just killed 2 people with my face. I decided I would test the theory that teammates don't like being set on fire. Harley died instantly, and while Random Taco's screams were troubling, it was difficult for me to come to a complete conclusion, because like any good scientist, I knew that the only way I would get a sure result would be to do multiple trials. The next trial proved to be very conclusive, because after the second trial, I can confirm without any doubt in my mind that teammates do not like being set on fire. In fact, you could say they hate it. Eventually my teammates warmed up to the idea of using a flare gun, so they teamed up with me, but we felt like we burned the first guy a little too much. So we tried putting out his fire with bullets, and when that didn't work, we did some squats over his body, hoping that if we did it fast enough, we could blow away the flames. I can't remember, but I don't think he made it. Billy Joel made one of the most popular songs in history titled "We Didn't Start the Fire." Well, I don't want that song to ever be played in my presence, because as you can see in this clip, we did start the fire. We lit it, and I stabbed the man who tried to fight it. In this next clip, I started a bonfire so bright that I thought Childish Gambino was about to blast in and take over from me. I swear I only get text messages when I'm recording. Also, since I like to show the negatives, like how Bane was born in the shadows, some people were apparently born in fire, because this man did not care about the fact that he was being set on fire multiple times. Like, look at him. It looks like he does this every Monday. Also, I have an announcement to make. Snagpull was nice enough to make a subreddit for me. It's a pretty lit place, and it's an awesome place for me to be able to talk to you guys and talk about random things in the world and answer any questions or anything, and plan future days where we all get together and play games, because I've been talking about that a lot in the Twitch streams, and I really want to plan that before I start school again in January. So yeah, the link to that subreddit is in the description. I hope to see you guys there. But since this video is primarily around fire, I thought I'd leave a snippet of my mixtape that was featured on Random Taco's Gears video on his channel. Hope you guys enjoy it.
I don't want to watch it.
I miss the old Taco.
Don't do it, dude.
From the gold Taco. Chop up the clips, Taco.
Iron, are we back?
Don't take their tips, Taco. I hate the nude Taco. Always bad, the bad mood Taco. Always
the
rude
bad
Taco.
mood Taco. Jinmar is always in a bad mood.
It's always rude Taco.
Thank you.
I miss the sweet Taco. Chop up the beats, Taco. I gotta say, at the time I liked to meet Taco. See, I made Taco. There
Are we
weren't
gonna
many
start this
tacos.
video or what
Now
are we
I
doing?
look around and there's so many tacos. I used to love Taco. I used to love Taco. I even had My Little Pony. I thought I was Taco. What if Taco made a song about Taco called "I Miss the Old Taco"?
God
That'd
damn
be
it.
so Taco. That's all it was, Taco. We still love Taco, and I love you like Taco loves men.